Tuesday, June 2nd, 2026, and I'm back at Tecolote Canyon. I'm at the south entrance off of Tecolote Road where the Nature Center is, and I'm just past the Nature Center on a little side trail from the main path. Just checking out the scene today. Main path is just on the other side here. Oh yeah. There's a nice little side trail here. There's been some maintenance done over here, trimming the lemonade berry and stuff. One thing about this area, there's quite a bit of this non-native oak. This is Quercus ilex from the Mediterranean area in Europe. There's a lot of Quercus ilex, I noticed. So yeah, the main path is just over here. This is called the Battle Trail. Yeah, we're in the middle of this Toyon sumac shrubland. A lot of lemonade berry here. There's some Toyon mixed it in, and laurel sumac as well. There's a Toyon right there. And a laurel sumac right there. There's white sage still blooming. White sage. This Toyon right here is blooming pretty nicely right now. It's been several years since I've been on this little side path. Hi. Nice. Now I got this old older blue elder right there. Some Canary Island date palms. There must be a little seep in there. Must be a little seep in there. There's a pretty steep north-facing slope. Pretty nice, actually. It's pretty neat looking. Yeah, actually, this trail work's been done within the last day or two. Maybe even today. A lot of trimmings on the ground. Here we go. Now we do have coast live oaks here too. On this side actually. Here's some young coast live oaks, but these right here, these are holly oaks. A little bit different colored bark. Again, this is Quercus ilex from the Mediterranean. Yeah, holly oaks do propagate quite prolifically here in the mild areas of Southern California. Oh, yeah, we got some Ceanothus vericosus here. Expect that here in the middle of coastal sage scrub. Yeah. This is wart stem Ceanothus. And some a common chamise. Right here's the Adenostoma fasciculatum, variety fasciculatum. Huh. Didn't expect to see those here. This is all coastal sage scrub. But occasionally you do. Pretty interesting. Time for a few pictures of this area. Guess we have a couple options here. I think this probably goes to the main path. I think. Or it dead ends, I don't know. Looks like this dead ends at a little lookout over here, I think. Huh. The main trail's just down there. You'll see a lot of construction stuff. Some Coast Cholla. Pretty nice. Nice little lookout here. Alright, well. Guess I'm gonna follow this, keep following this. This is a pretty pleasant little trail. Lemonade berry and toyon. If you park at the, if you park right by the, if you go right by the nature center, there is a humongous laurel sumac there, and right next to it is a pretty big toyon. It's really cool. See, we're right in the thick of toyon sumac shrubland again. Here we go. Lemonade berry. And toyon, the two main components of the toyon sumac shrubland. Some consider it a form of chaparral, some consider it a form of coastal sage scrub. Some just separated completely. But this is what happens when Toyon sumac shrubland grows on a north-facing slope. It gets very luscious. Sometimes shady enough to be suitable for coast live oak trees to mix in. And again, laurel sumac does pop in too, periodically. Interesting little hole there. Somebody must have just done maintenance. I'm sure a lot of lemonade berry trimmings all over the place. I think that's a trail. Yeah, this is a pretty nice trail. Not gonna lie. Didn't realize it was this extensive. Which is kind of cool because I don't know if I really hiked the whole distance of this one. I mean, I've been to this spot a few times. It's been a good few years since I've been over here, though. I think 2022 was the last time I was in this part of Tecolote. Yeah, look at this lemonade berry. There's so much of it here. A lot of Toyon mixing in too. You know when you're on a north-facing slope where they're both tall and luscious like that. I gotta find out some more information as why this is called the Battle Trail. Okay, we're still got blooming here on the California bush sunflower. Still going. Here's another common constituent of sumac Toyon or Toyon sumac shrubland. Blue elder. Starting to fruit right now. Still got some blooming too. They do have a nice, slightly perfumey fragrance that's very pleasant. I see. I know how recent the trail work has been done. It's being done right now, actually. Yeah. One of the park rangers is trimming it right now as we speak. Well, you might have heard some of that mechanical noise. Yeah. So, this is a pretty interesting trail. This wider single track is really neat. As you probably see on a lot of my videos, I spend a lot of time in these canyons. Tecolote was one of my locals when I was a kid, but I didn't spend much time in it. I spent most of my time in San Clemente Canyon. That was my go-to when I was a kid. But I know I would have loved this area as a kid too. As an adult, I love it. Oh, somebody planted a hollyleaf cherry in here. See some revegetation project going on. Yeah, a hollyleaf cherry planted there. Somebody planted some live oaks, some lemonade berry. So why is it called Toyon sumac shrubland? Toyon sumac shrubland when there's no plant named sumac. Well, that's not exactly 100% true, because lemonade berry is a type of sumac. It's in the genus Rus. It's not like a lot of sumacs. If you're from the central and eastern United States, this doesn't look like the sumacs you have, like smooth sumac, Rus glabra, Rus tofina, staghorn sumac, because the leaves are simple and smaller on ours. The leaves on staghorn and smooth sumac are pinnately compound, shaped like this, but much, much larger. They're shaped like this, pinnately compound, divided singly into leaflets. But they're much, much, much larger. Sometimes up to 2 feet long, I think. But despite the morphological differences, lemonade berry most certainly is a sumac. It's in the genus Rus. Oh yeah, it smells great over here. It has a sweet fragrance from the beautiful blue elder blossoms. They do give off such a nice perfumey aroma. Yeah, there it is. 20-ounce sumac shrubland. It's thick like chaparral. It's thick like it. This is a very pleasant trail. Yeah, I like this. I don't think I've been this far on the battle trail before. I think I only took part of it last time I was here. Linus condensatus, giant ryegrass. A pretty nice tall one, taller than me. Yeah, this is a very pleasant area. Here's an old elderberry. Ooh, yeah, this is an oldie right here. Oh yeah, it's got some decent sized trunks on it. And there they are. The berry-like fruit is really dark blue, but it has a little frosting on it to make it look light blue. Hence the name blue elder, sometimes called Mexican elder. The taxonomy of our Sambucus caerulea is very complicated. Sambucus caerulea is the name I use. It's the simplest, but it's been known as Sambucus nigra, Sambucus nigra variety caerulea, Sambucus mexicana. Sometimes Sambucus mexicana is separated. It's very confusing taxon. So I just use Sambucus caerulea when I identify it on my hiking videos. Another one with some pretty old trunks on it too. They can get some very large old trunks. Oh, okay. This looks like Linothera hirsutissima. I was thinking, I didn't recognize it at first because usually these things are just really upright and scraggly. Oh, somebody put a couple cottonwoods in here. Watch out for the little gully there, little drainage gully. Yeah, we're not that far from the main path. Main path is just over yonder. There's a lot of tree planting here. Somebody's planting sagebrush too. Oh, Bahiopsis laciniata. Interesting. A lot of sycamore planting. A lot of sycamores planted here too. And of course, coyote melon or coyote gourd. Very common native plant that sprawls out here. Whoa, look how luscious this black sage is. Very beautiful. Hey, this twin's got some pretty thick, large leaves on it. Yeah. Yeah, really going to town on these native plants. All right, get a couple pictures. I'm coming up on some oaks. All right, well, we've got a non-native tree here. I'm trying to see the bark on it to see. Yeah, this is a Siberian elm right here. This is Ulmus pumila. Right here, this is a Siberian elm. I thought it was a Chinese elm at first, but then I saw the gray cracked furrowed bark and knew it was not a Chinese elm. Yeah. And here we are in a little oak grotto. Peaceful little coast live oak grove. I guess I didn't take any pictures. Oh well. Okay, so this trail, this side trail is a little more extensive than I thought it was going to be. I am very pleasantly and happily surprised. This trail goes on longer than I thought it did, which is good. The main path's got a lot of construction stuff around it. Oh, this is quite nice. Here's an older laurel sumac here that seen better days. It's still pushing along. Still see some foliage over here. Looks like this one's been around for quite a while. Yeah, here's some trail section here. I think that's the main path up there. I think this might be the end of it. Kind of sad because I liked this trail. Ooh, what do we got here? A falcon? Look at that. Look at this handsome bird. Trying to see what kind of bird that is. If I can keep it still, that is. Hello, buddy. What a beautiful raptor. Wonder if that's a Cooper's hawk. It's probably a red shoulder hawk because I heard a calling off earlier, so I'm assuming this is probably one of those. Whoa! Oh well. Alright, yeah, this is the main path here. There it goes. Yeah, that was a battle trail. Okay, I'm going this way. There's the main path right there. Okay, well, we're gonna keep going. There we are. This goes up towards the University of San Diego. Interesting. June 31st. I thought June only had 30 days. Well, it's open now, otherwise I wouldn't be able to come here. It's a Tecolote and Battle Trails. Trying to see if anything interesting pops up around here. Ooh, what was in there? Oh yeah, I remember those eucalyptus cladocalyx trees over there. Those stubby things. Used to be fully grown out. You can hear a red-shouldered hawk right now. I wonder if that's the one that I saw up in the tree. Feels pretty desolate out here. Not that I'm complaining. There's a main path over there. I just felt like diverging onto something different. I think this was why it was closed for so long. I think it's a sewer project, I think. Oh, look at this. Look at this mission prickly pear. It's a whole trunk. And then this old Brazilian pepper tree thicket right here. This is probably all one root system. They've been known to spread by roots. If left to grow on their own, they become shrubby thickets. A lot of times these are planted in residential areas. They're these single trunk trees. There's little shoots coming up from the ground all the time. It's a very prolific, easily naturalized large shrubs to small trees. They got more over here too. Yeah, eucalyptus cladocalyx. Pretty. Yeah, these ones look like they were trimmed back. Tried to regrow, and these ones don't look so healthy anymore. This one's definitely held its own for quite a while. Look at the size trunk on this. This thing is massive. This thing's got diameter to it. That red-shouldered hawk going right now. That might have been the one that I saw in the tree. There's a trail going up that way. That's got to be the same one. Well, I just point out the Brazilian pepper tree. Here's another type of pepper tree, the Peruvian pepper tree. Yep, Scinis mole. Here's an older one here with the old burled out trunk. Alright, I'm going to keep on tracking, see the other things I can find. There's a pretty old Peruvian pepper tree right here. This one's pretty decent. Wow. Yeah, this one's got a nice base to it. Multi-trunked, of course. That's a pretty gnarly specimen here. Quite beautiful. Very handsome tree. They're coming up on a little cottonwood sycamore willow grotto. When I come up to that, I'll show you a little bit more about that. Ooh, orange-throated whiptail. that. That was an orange-throated whiptail. Now, last time I went out on Friday, there were a gang of orange-throated whiptails over in San Diego River Park. Gang of orange-throated whiptails. Yeah, look at this. It's a grove of California sycamore and Fremont cottonwood. Some pretty tall ones too. Yeah, these cottonwoods are pretty tall. So sycamores are pretty decent size too. And mottled bark, that's the California sycamore. And these here. And these are Fremont cottonwoods here. It's like a little gallery forest right here. Yeah. And he's got some height to him. Yeah, these are some beautiful cottonwoods. Beautiful. And we got some cottonwood relative that's grown here too, like arroyo willow. Yeah, this is a nice grove here. These sycamores are pretty tall. I'm not gonna go over there. Looks like there's some truck over there. I don't know. Yeah, this is nice. There's just pictures over here. Alright, so I'm gonna go back to the main path. I know part of this park is still closed off over by, I think, between Mount Acadia and Balboa. That says trail closed. I thought it was open. That's the other side here. Look at that. Look at this big bluff. I'll just go up to the closed sign. That's kind of a shame because I was kind of looking forward to exploring further. Maybe I'll get some mileage in today. Man. I was gonna try to at least get some miles in today. So I guess I won't be going past this. Yeah, there's that cottonwood sycamore grove right there. Very beautiful there. Very beautiful. Those cottonwood trees are pretty tall. There are a couple of street access trails on that side. I'm gonna go check those out too. There's one vociferous bird. That bird's been going at it just about the entire time we've been hiking this canyon bottom. Here it goes. That must have been the same bird I saw earlier. That's a red-shouldered hawk. Very vocal bird. Alright, there's big power poles. I'm just going to branch off here and see if there's anything over here worth exploring. This probably looks like it's just kind of dead end thickets. I think so. Yeah, just dead ends over here in the thickets. I was kind of hoping it was going to go a little further in. Some more of that marsh evening primrose. I know there are a lot of subspecies Hirsutissima. Pretty nice. Let's see if I can find a side trail to go up to one of those little neighborhoods. I know there's a staging area on that side of the canyon. It's not really a parking lot, it's a cul-de-sac. But could be worth exploring. Where this goes, if anywhere, it's probably just a dead end. Yeah. Yeah. That would have been nice. Nice to see. Alright. Okay, well, back this way again. I was tempted to go up there, get near the campus, but not quite on it. Just curious. Yeah, it's all good. Keep on moving my way on this way and see what else might pop up, if anything. Oh, so just about back at where I came out from the battle trail earlier. Nice trail. Oh, that's a very nice trail. Went on longer than I thought it would, which to me is a good thing. Nice little coast live oak in here. It's got a massive trunk on it too. There's no way I'm going in there bushwhacking towards it. There's a lot of poison oak growing in there, but it's got a pretty big trunk on it. It's a pretty big tree. I'm gonna look for a trail branching off here if it's open, that is. There's a way to get up on that side of the mesa. Could be worth a little side trip if it's open, if it's available for hiking. There's a nice mission prickly pear. Okay, yeah. There's a small trail right here to Gardena Avenue. Let's see. It's poison oak right by the trail, so I have to be really careful. Growing right onto the trail right over here. Let me see if I can avoid touching it. Let's see. Okay. Which way does it go? Interesting little spot. You see Tecolote Creek down here. I'm assuming it goes this way. Ridge right there. It's a little footbridge. I wonder if the trail goes on the other side though. Gardena right here. Yeah, there are more trails over here. Something smells nice over here. Little benches over here. There we go. That's what I wanted to check out right here. Yeah, so Gardena and cross the street. Gardena Avenue and cross street. Yeah, this is the trail I want to take right here. So basically, went this way to somewhere over here, I think. Went to about here. Yeah. Okay, this stretch here is closed. Interesting. Okay. Gonna start climbing up towards the mesa. Got a lot of Coast Cholla. Even got Mojave yucca up here too. spiky plants. We got Mojave yucca up here too. Pretty neat. Got some boxthorn up here too. This is probably Lycium andersonii. It's dormant. Interesting. Probably Lycium andersonii. So yeah, I've never been on this trail before. Wow. That was a truck I saw in the canyon. You can hear it. There he goes. That was a truck I saw. Alright. I think this trail's supposed to loop or something, so hopefully it does. Be kind of interesting. I think I might see it. I think I see a branch. I think what I'll do is I think this trail loops this way, come back up there. Very interesting. So this is the north rim of this little area. All right. Aha. Coast burl cactus. Aha. Right there. That's pretty cool. So it's actually a trail. Yeah, I think this is a trail. Very interesting trail. Alright. I think this is. Yeah, it is. Climb it quite a ways. Nice views up here. Okay, keep on climbing this. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. This is the trail. I just took a little detour. Wanted to make things interesting. Cool trail. Nice to go to a part of Tecolote I haven't really explored yet. Nice views too. Very interesting. I think the trail goes over there too. I think that goes up to the street, one of the streets. Wow, this is certainly interesting. Yeah, this is really cool. That is a nice trail. Some good views up here, I'll tell you. It's worthy of a few pictures up here. Here we go. Here's a Mojave yucca right here. Pretty nice. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Yeah, it's a whole different vibe up here, I'll tell you. I wonder where this is going to lead. I'm just down to check it out, that's for sure. We're coming right past a huge patch of Coast Cholla and Mojave Yucca. Oh yeah. Oh, this is cool. Look at this. All of this Coast Cholla here. Yeah, a lot of Coast Cholla and Mojave Yucca. Oh, this is sick. Oh, this is really neat. Look at this. This is cool. Yeah, this is pretty sick. Wow. Got some California sand aster up here too. This is Corythrogene phylogenifolia, variety phylogenifolia. It's starting to bloom already too. California sand aster. You see that along the sides of these trails. And now we got a decent patch of white sage over here. And it's hybrid. Here we go again. Hybrid white and black sage. Hybrid white and black sage. Right here. This is the hybrid of the two. So both of them are here. Yeah, this is pretty neat. Oh, I like this side here. Yeah. This is pretty wild. I like this a lot. I wonder where this goes. Yeah, look at this. I was hiking down there earlier. I'm glad I found the trail to get up here. Yeah, this is pretty nice. This is really dope. And this is definitely a part of Tecolote Canyon. I mean, I've been down there a few times in my life, but I've never been on this side, up on this part of the rim. Yeah, this is gorgeous. Wow, yeah, this is pretty sick. I love this. A little steep and slippery here, so just watch your step. Wow. And of course, a little side gully right here that looks really, really dope. Oh man. Yeah. I'm glad I finally got to explore this part here. This is pretty gnarly. This is absolutely enthrallingly beautiful up here. I get a few pictures of this too. I'm coming across fishhook cactus now too. I'm not going to step really off the trail, but right there's a fishhook cactus right there. I think the name changed. The name I learned was Mammillaria dioica. It's that little mass right there. I'm not sure if it's still Mammillaria dioica, but that's how I learned it. But yeah, we do have fishhook cactus here too. First time I've seen it here in Tecolote Canyon. Maybe I'll see more on the way down. I was kind of thinking maybe I was going to see it. That was a possibility. I saw one little piece of it there, because it likes to grow on these really dry south-facing slopes. Usually on slopes like this, dry south-facing slopes. And that's exactly what this is. Loves growing in coastal sage scrub and also in desert scrub as well. Because you can also find it in our deserts too. Here we go. Here's a small fish hook. Really small one here. Right there. There's a fish hook cactus right there. So we have two species in San Diego County that I know. This one, which is, at least I learned it as Mammillaria dioica, but I think there might be a taxonomical change to it. I'll look it up. And Mammillaria tetransistra, which might also have changed as well. Tetransistra is another species of fishhook cactus, but you have to go to the desert to find that one. This fishhook cactus I just pointed out can be found both here on the coast, the coastal mesas, in coastal sage scrub, and also in the desert as well. So you should be able to find that in Anza Borrego Desert State Park too. Yeah, look at the cholla just clinging over the slopes here. This is a really dope trail. This is really beautiful here. Alright, let's get a few pictures of this as well. Alright, just like that. At the just about at the bottom of the canyon. Wow, what a cool trail that was. That was really neat. Huh. I wonder if this is Verbena naudiflorum. It has a different species of verbena. That does not look like Lasiostachys, variety Lasiostachys. Wow. That was a cool little mini adventure. Yeah, so on that rim there. That was a really cool little. That was a cool little side trip. Really glad I made that one because I'm really wanting to see a different aspect of this canyon. Let's see where this goes. I'm kind of curious. Pretty sure to lead back to the main trail eventually. Yeah, I think this is going to lead back to the main canyon bottom trail. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting section here. I think this is the looping part of that trail. I think it's a clockwise loop, at least the way I took it. Interesting. Yeah, see now Tecolote Creek's on my left. It's on my left now. There's a little tributary, probably coming down from the mesa. Wow, this is cool over here too. Very interesting. This is a very interesting path here. Man, I keep seeing orange-throated whiptails. Seen a bunch of them today too. They are so hard for me to get on camera. That's a whole vibe out here too. Yeah. Well, this is definitely worth the side trip. A red willow here too. I think this is just going to lead back to Gardena, I think. I was high up on the mesa. That little staircase, I think, led up to September Street. Wow. A lot of poison oak around here. Stay on trail here. Yeah, this is pretty nice. There's a lot of this too. Palmer sagewort. Another species of Artemisia that grows here in Southern California. So in Southern California, species-wise, I've seen Artemisia tridentata, different subspecies thereof. Subspecies tridentata and subspecies bassiana, so that's one. Artemisia dracunculus, dragon sagewort, that's two. Artemisia californica, that's three. Artemisia ludoviciana, that's four. Different variants of that subspecies. Artemisia palmeri and Artemisia douglasiana. So we have at least six species of Artemisia here in Southern California. A lot of species of Artemisia. Most common I see, especially here in the lowlands, is Artemisia californica, California sagebrush, which just happens to be this right here. There's quite a bit of Artemisia palmeri here too, in the Tecolote Canyon. It's mostly a San Diego area endemic. So, yeah. Oh, this trail's a little longer than I thought. I'm digging that. I'm liking that. It's a very easy trail. You have a little climbing to get up to the mesa, but it's a little steep in spots, but it's pretty short-lived. Climbing up to the mesa is pretty simple, pretty easy. Yeah, I like this trail too. I'm so glad I finally got to explore this one. Alright, so let's see. I'm glad this is longer than I thought it was going to be. Really gives me a chance to explore. But I think I'm coming close to the end of it right now, actually. Yeah, that's where it went up. I didn't realize that was the trail right there. So I just looped that one out. So I think what I'll do, take a seat on one of those little benches, get something to drink, and see what else I can get into before I go back to the car. That was a very pleasant hike. I know somebody's planting pine seedlings Can't tell what those are from here. I'm not going to go over there. A bunch of pine seedlings there. It's going to be Tories. Alright. Let's go over this way. Go find a place to sit down. Get something to drink. Just look at this canyon. Look at that lemonade berry just chilling right there. That's a nice one. Yeah, California poppies here too. You see this area's been planted out for restoration as well. Really nice. The bench is right over there where I'm going to sit for a few minutes. This time this is a Chinese elm right here. That is a Chinese elm. And this is a holly oak. Alright. Let's go find a little place to sit for a few minutes. Okay. I'm thinking I smell a pine tree. I ain't no pine tree around here. Okay, time to get across this little Tecolote Creek section here. This also drains into Mission Bay. Alright. We'll talk about Artemisia. Here's Artemisia Douglasiana. This is Douglas mugwort. Yep. So at least 3 in this canyon. At least 3 species of Artemisia. So yeah, this is where the creek's been channelized near the neighborhoods. So this is Tecolote Creek. You know, I'm looking for animal life. I don't even see fish in here. Usually you'll see mosquito fish. Not so over here, apparently. Okay. Now it's time to find the trail that leads back to the main path. Whoa! Boy, Raptor City today. Hearing them and seeing them left and right. Okay. Here's... Okay, I think this is the trail right here, or is it this one? Yeah, it should be this one. Yeah, it's pretty neat. It's a little more natural looking once you go over towards this way. It becomes unchannelized. Okay, well, let's get through this and make sure I don't step on any poison oak because it's around here. Bush tits, the little cheap birds. Okay, all right. Back on the main path now. Yeah, so this little spot here can lead you on it's a pretty cool little loop trail. back on the main path now. That's pretty interesting. That was a very interesting loop. Glad I finally took that trail. I've known about it. Just never taken it until today. Yeah, I remember this old sycamore tree. California sycamore, Platanus racemosa. Yeah, that's an oldie too. Nice trunk right there. These are pretty hardy trees, I'll tell you. It'll resprout from the roots. If the top is broken off, it'll resprout. Yeah, the battle trail is in there. That's what I took to wind around earlier. So I can get some extra scenery out of it today. Keep on maneuvering, and I'll see you on the next clip. There's a very handsome old laurel sumac. Pretty tall one too. Yeah. Some pretty old laurel sumacs growing here. Yeah, Nature Center's just down there. Alright. Got some bladder pods here. What variant though? Oh, Cleomela arborea, variety arborea. Yep. I was hoping to find the other two variants, Agostata and Globosa. I think I've seen Agostata in Tecolote, a little further north in the canyon. I think I've seen the Agostata, but I don't think I've ever seen Globosa, which has the most rounded of the bladder pod seed capsule things. Yes, indeed. By that steep canyon wall. Parts of Tecolote got very steep walls. Man, I always love those. On that side over there. And the Nature Center's just up ahead, so I should be back there pretty soon. I found a hollyleaf cherry growing in here. Here we go. Prunus ilicifolia, subspecies ilicifolia. Hello. There's one growing in here. I see parts of it. I can see parts of it in here in this laurel sumac too. Cool. Battle trail splits off. There's a lot of holly oak here. I remember that. Times I've been here. Yeah, there's quite a bit of holly oak growing here. Yep. Yeah, this is where I started right here. This is the Battle Trail. Sure is a really beautiful path. Not gonna lie. There's a little demonstration garden in here. Yeah, here's that cactus. It's blooming too. Look at that. Yeah, Phaerocactus viridescens. Really cool to see that. Yeah, it's a little native garden. Pretty neat. San Diego gopher snake. It's a big one. Hello, buddy. Oh, that's gorgeous. That is bigger than the ones I usually see. Oh, buddy. Ooh, Coast Rosy boa. Look at that. Yeah, I got to see one of these last year. Look at that. Hello, buddy. Look at that. Beautiful. Gorgeous snake. That is beautiful. What a gorgeous snake. Yeah, look at the San Diego gopher snake. This thing is huge. Gulp. This snake is 27 years old. Wow. Beautiful. I can't get over that rosy boa. Got here California king snake. Oh yeah. It's been a while since I've seen one of these bad boys. Beautiful. Hello, buddy. Cool. Keep it. That's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. That's so cool. Here's a native garden here. Yeah. That gopher snake was big. That's the biggest one I've ever seen. Well, somebody's got a potted chalk dudley out here. I got a native plant nursery. Yeah, look at this chalk dudley. Somebody's got it nice potted. A little amphitheater to sit. Take this little trail. Last time I was here, back in 2022, I saw a California striped racer rolling through here. Really? White sage got huge leaves. Whoa, that's crazy. Look at this fuchsia flower gooseberry. Oh. Yeah. Very neat. This is a cool little visitor center. I was hoping they had some snakes in there. I haven't seen any snakes on the trail this whole year yet. Cool little trail here. There's blue elder sprawled out across the trail. Poison oak. That's in there. Another holly oak. Well, that white sage was pungent. I just had to stop by the nature center. At least it was open. It's the first time I've ever been inside of that one. Wow, look at this decent sized toyon. Whoa! Oh, this is a decent sized toyon right here. Whew. It's got a nice base to it. Yeah, you gotta love toyon sumac shrubland. I sure do. Sure makes for interesting hiking, that's for sure. So I like coming to these canyons time and time again because of that. Yeah, this is where I saw the coast barrel cactus. That is so cool. Yeah. Usually don't get to see them in bloom. Maybe some better light there. That is absolutely gorgeous. We even got California rose here too. I do see it periodically here in the canyon, so shouldn't be a big surprise. Let's see. Ah, this is a pretty vigorous coastal California buckwheat right here. Area going fasciculatum, variety fasciculatum. Yeah. Yeah, Punti littoralis, of course. And a little tiny coast cholla. Weather's nice today, I'll tell you. Nice coolness in the air. In the upcoming weeks, looks like the weather's going to warm up, so I'm going to have to be staying more coastal probably for a while. There we go, chaparral yucca. Alright, here's another bladder pod, but I can't tell what variant this is. It doesn't have any fruit, but this is a pretty big old growth one here. That's a pretty old growth bladder pod. It doesn't have any seed capsules on it, so I can't tell what variant it is. What do we got here? Oh, I never noticed this before. This is a humongous goat nut, or jojoba. Oh, this thing's massive. Whoo! Yeah. This is Simonsia chinensis. Oh, this thing's almost the size of a small tree. Yeah, jojoba. Simonsia chinensis. Oh, boy. I mean, I've seen these things before, but I have never seen one this tall before. This thing's almost the size of a tiny tree. You get to see some of that beautiful gray bark. That is gorgeous. Wow. Jojoba. Simonsia chinensis. Oh, and yes. Indeed. Pretty cool. All right. Had to check this out. Yeah, I got a lot of good. I see coast live oak, deer broom. Lots of black sage seedlings. Huh, good for them. Pretty impressive. Alright. That's a pretty neat little nature center. You got Tecolote Canyon maps. Yeah, here we go. Catalina cherry. Prunus salicifolia subspecies Lyonii. Yep. Pretty interesting. Kind of glad I checked that out. Now I think I'm gonna extend the outing a little bit and go up that way. Yeah, I was walking in, just parked over there. Yeah. So we got a big toy on the right, and a massive laurel sumac on the left. Look at that trunk. Really nice. This hollyleaf cherry's got fruit developing on it. Look at that. This is Prunus salicifolia subspecies alicifolia. So we got both subspecies here. This is the Catalina subspecies. Larger leaves. Yes, indeed. Let me go drop off the trail map in the car. And I think I'm going to go up to this park nearby. That was so cool. They had a California king snake, a coast rosy boa, and a massive San Diego gopher snake. Oh man, I had never seen one that big in the wild. Alright, I'm gonna go drop off my map here. Alright, so I'm heading towards Tecolote Park. There's a neat little area over there. I've been there before. It's a small park, some nice trees, and there's a walkway that goes up to a neighborhood street that's surrounded by a bunch of Torrey pines and even some Aleppos. And there we go, Torrey pines right here, folks. Pinus torreana, subspecies torreana. Yeah. Always a pleasure to be around our native pines. Yes, indeed. Pinus torreana, subspecies torreana. Never a dull moment around these trees. Love it. So there's a small grove of Torrey pines planted along a walkway that goes up towards a neighborhood street. So I'm going to go over there. You can go through Tecolote Park to get there. So I'll do that as part of my hike today. I'm going to look for that walkway. It should be over that way. Look at that broad-crowned Torrey pine right there. Wow. The trunk on this Torrey pine is quite large. Look at the trunk on this thing. Wow. Holy moly! The trunk on this tree is enormous. Oh wow! Yep. And this is one of our natives too. Okay. This is a pathway through the pines. These canyon slopes are off limits. Okay. I'm just gonna head along that little path there. Here he goes. Eucalyptus polyanthemos. Okay. We're just about to enter the Torrey pine grove. Here we go. Majestic Torrey pine grove right here. Look at that. Look at that. Sizes of these trunks. Yeah. Magnificent over here. Now, that's an Aleppo. Look at that torch pine. That's a biggie. That goes up towards the street. I'm going to take that in a minute. Rose Canyon Fault Zone. Yeah, I remember this little spot. Look at that Aleppo pine. It's all crazy looking. Yep. You can stop to, you can pause to read if you'd like. So this is the Rose Canyon Fault, huh? Pretty neat. I'm guessing that's all part of the Scripps Formation, huh? Wow, yeah, this is pretty cool. Let's go. There's a little interpretive sign here. Actually, a little trail over here. Probably just leads up to the houses, but could make a worthy side trip. Pretty interesting. Here we go, pink Melaleuca, Melaleuca nesophila. Pink flowers, very nice. Ooh boy, that's pretty steep. Oh, I can smell the Aleppo pine. Yeah, this is nice over here. Look, I smell the Aleppo pine very strongly. Okay. This will lead me up to the street. Okay. This one's steep. We're almost. I think this is part of Linda Vista here, I think. I think this is the neighborhood right here. Dorcas. That's Dorcas, I think. Yeah. Let's take a walk up this short distance. Pretty nice. Let's see what I find at the top of this. Yeah, some nice views up here. There's Mission Bay. Right over there. Mission Bay. We're looking north right now. Northwest. There's Soledad Mountain. And La Jolla's behind it. And it's out by Pacific Beach over there. Looking more towards the west. You can see the southern part of Mission Bay. And SeaWorld. Towards the southeast. Some good views up here. Yeah. That's Point Loma over there. San Diego Bay. This is the last thing here, I think. Yeah. There's the park. There's the little pathway. Beautiful up here. Nice views and everything. So, right on Dorcas. Right at Onstad. That's Onstad right there. Really nice. Alright. Yeah. Good views up here. Had to do a little bit of a viewfinder. Okay. Yeah, there's the Torrey Pine Grove. Alright. Oh, I can smell the pine in the air. It smells great. Yep. Over Interstate 5. And there's the old sports arena. It used to be just called the San Diego Sports Arena. Went there a couple times as a kid to watch the San Diego Gulls IHL hockey team back in the early 90s when I was pretty young. Yeah, look at this. I love this little these Torrey pines here. This is worth these pictures. Though is the Aleppo pine. Aleppo pines are very, very fragrant. Look at that young one. It's got like a very upright mountain pine kind of shape. Very nice. Look at this Aleppo pine here. Trunk on this Torrey pine. This thing is massive. Trunk on this tree is just absolutely bonkers. Oh, wow. What a beauty. Get some pictures around here, I guess. Ooh, nice little sumac. Very nice. Let's see if I can find over this way. See if there are any little park trails around here. Here we are. Look at these Torrey pines. These are pretty nice ones too. Some of that Scripps Formation right here. Wow. Let's see if there's a trail along here I could take. Looks kind of sketchy though. Ay, ay, ay. Oh wow. I'm definitely not ready to go back yet. On my return trip back to the car. Should be back pretty soon. Look at the blooming rosemary. Wow. Yes, indeed. Not only is Mediterranean plant good for culinary stuff, it's very ornamental too. These blue flowers are just absolutely stunning. Very nice. Small Goodings black willow right here. Shit, it's seeds already. And we also have a native black locust, Robinia pseudoacacia. Very interesting. Small olive thicket. And Cape Leadwort, Labago auriculata. Very common ornamental here in San Diego County. Very common ornamental. Now, got a London plane. Hello, little buddy. Look at this little guy. Hello, little buddy. Oh, that was a nice little treat. Now the scarlet firethorn, Pyracantha coccinea. I bet you the reason why these willows are growing up here gotta be because irrigation from the ball fields next door. Gotta be because of the ball fields. Otherwise, I don't see how willows would do pretty well over there. I wonder where this goes. There's a pathway along here. See if it leads anywhere besides the sidewalk. Oh yeah, here's a Gooding's black willow right here. Wow, pretty cool. Here's another massive old growth laurel sumac right here. Wow. These are massive. Massive old growth laurel sumac. This right here. This is all part of a laurel sumac. This is crazy. I guess this is gonna probably do it for me. Car. And I guess that'll do it for this day. Thanks for coming along. Tecolote Canyon and Tecolote Park. Interesting little walkabout today. Climbed up to that mesa there. Climbed up to that part of the mesa there. Alright, well, thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you on the next hike.